Hi, I'm Heather, and this is knitting update number 59 for Wednesday, April 15. Sorry, I'm having some pain today. I went to see my massage therapist this morning, and thankfully she did help me with this pain that I'm having, but it also kind of exacerbated the situation right now. And I just got up to go get something, and the pain is like so much it almost like knocks the wind out of me. So that's why it makes me like hyperventilate a little bit, but it should be better. She did help. I was also like hugely relieved to find out that it actually is just like a muscle thing and not a lung thing. Anyways, tomorrow I leave for Nashville, so I thought I'd do a quick update before I go, and then hopefully I'll be able to do some vlogs or at least something while I'm on this trip. So first up, let me give you the knitting update, and that is I finished the Pearl Ridge Shorty socks. Finally. I feel like it's been so long. I didn't check, but I don't even remember. It's been months since I finished the first one, started on the second one, then made a mistake, and then just threw in the towel for a while. So this is a pattern by Summerlee, and it is the Pearl Ridge Shorty socks. I made them regular length, which was very easy to do. I also did a different style of toe, which was included in the pattern that I bought from, it's a Knit Tail Dureco pattern, the Vintage Lamp sock pattern. And before I started this toe today, to finish the sock, I was kind of like regretting that I chose to do this toe and wishing that I just did the more regular like wedged shaped toe. But honestly, this toe is way more fun to do. It is pretty easy and it's so nice at the end. You just like gather, there's 9 stitches left on the needle, and then you just take your whatever darning needle and just gather the stitches together, and that's it. That was very nice, especially because I started doing the toe and I totally made a mistake, and I was like pretty far into it. I had to rip back, and then trying to get the stitches back on the needle when they're so tiny, they just disappear. It's such a headache. But I persevered, I was brave and courageous, and I got this thing done. And I'm very happy. They look so cute. I haven't blocked them yet, obviously. So if you haven't seen, if this is your first video, I use the KFI collection uh, sock indulgence 4-ply in the colorway Shenandoah for the main color. I found this at the yarn store in north of Orangeville, and it was on the clearance rack, and I'm so happy I bought it. I love the color. It has so many fun, like the fun little like neon green. I don't know, it's just kind of unexpected. It's a really nice mix. I used Malintosh sock yarn for the red. I don't have the information on that. Sorry. So I can't tell you the colorway or anything. The heel is Manos del Uruguay sock yarn in the colorway Spirulina. I don't remember what yarn it is, and I also think it might be discontinued. I could be wrong. And then the toe is Skein Study Deluxe Sock in the colorway Biscuit, and you can only get that Hand Knit Yarn Studio in Hamilton because the owner of that shop is also the dyer of that yarn. Very nice. Like, go on their website, they have lots of colors, and they're really nice. I bought a bunch of her sock yarn. I've also been making a pair of socks in her one with the mohair. That one's really nice. I've talked about it on the channel way back when I was knitting that one sock. Anyways, that's an update on that. I love these socks. I'm going to block them and then probably never wear them because I have to keep wearing compression socks. But I also only used just over half of this. I weighed the remaining yarn and I have 44.3 grams left. So I could technically make another pair of socks with more colorway or color work striping or something like that and get a second pair of socks out of this. So for $12, that was a really good deal. Like I said, it was on the clearance rack. But yeah, very happy about that. Then my other finished project that I never even talked about on here is my name tag for Nash Yarn Fest. So the MDK girls they were put it out there that hopefully people can make a knit name tag to wear, and I made one for my mom, which I talked about on here, and then I finally made this one for myself. It took way too freaking long, partially because I kept messing up, partially because my yarn choices I had to keep starting. Anyways, whatever, it's done now. I will wear it on Friday when we go. It does look cute. I'm very happy with it. It is pretty big. Like, I almost don't want to wear it on my sweater because it's going to cover up all my nice color work that I work so hard on. But I might at least like pin it on my bag, or I will be wearing a baseball cap, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I'll figure it out, but that's done. And I'm very happy about that. No progress has been made on my vest because I've been holding off on it to work on the trip. But then today I did buy 2 new knitting patterns by a new to me designer. Her name is Yuka. Put her name here. I watched Easily Knitfluence this morning. She did like a springtime pattern roundup, and she talked about one of these tops by this designer. So I went to her Ravelry page. The top that Easily Knitfluence talked about was a sleeveless version, which isn't really my thing, but the top was so cute. I was like, I think I'm gonna make it anyways. But then when I went to her Ravelry page, she also had a sleeved version. So you can make a short sleeve or a long sleeve. I'll put a picture of it here. It's called the Lou Top. It's knit in plant-based fibers, which I don't really have a lot of and not my favorite. So I think this is something I'm gonna look for at Nash Yarn Fest. I think this top is so freaking adorable. I also love the blue color that the sample is knit in, but blue, even though I am wearing blue today, it's denim. Blue in general is not really my thing, so I don't know. I'll probably look for a warmer tone color, but we'll see. I do have 3 skeins of Virtual Dyes Undine in the colorway Lamb's Ear. I'll put a picture of it here. I won this 6 years ago, and I feel really guilty because it's a super popular yarn, but I have not found a way to use it. But this top does call for fingering weight plant-based yarn, although I think I could also make especially a long sleeve version. I think I would make a long sleeve version in a non plant-based fiber. So I might do that in the future, but right now I want to do a spring summer top, so I want to make it short sleeved. So maybe I'll use the Ritual Dyes. I don't know for sure. For my size, I think I need around 1100 meters, which seems kind of like a lot. And I think that is for the long sleeve version, so probably I could do a little bit less, like 1,000 meters maybe. But anyways, I think I'm gonna look for the yarn for this at Nash Yarn Fest because it's always good to have something to look for. And then I also found a tiny scarf pattern by the same designer, so I bought that pattern as well. It's called the Pave or Pave scarf. I'm gonna call it Pave because there's no accent, so I'm assuming it's not Pave, but I could be wrong. So that's a super cute scarf, tiny scarf. I like that it has the holes in it. I know I've been working on trying to make some sort of tiny scarf happen, and it hasn't happened yet. Well, they're not tiny. This one's done in fingering weight also. Well, you could do the larger version, which is sport weight, or the smaller version, which is fingering. I want to do the smaller. And I looked through my stash to see if I have anything I would want to use for that. I found 2 options that might work. Well, there's this one. And this is Malintosh Tosh Merino Light in the colorway Ametrine. I bought this 2 years ago in Toronto when I was there for my birthday with no plan. So it's just been sitting in the drawer. I do really like this pale purple color. But the thing is, I think for this scarf, I don't know if I want to go with such a washed out color or if I want to do something that's a bit more bold. Like, it's such a small accessory and it's going to be close to my face. I almost feel like I wanted to have a bit more of a pop to it. I don't want it to make me look washed out, although I don't think this color, I think this color does suit me, but I just don't know. Yeah, I almost wish it was the same color as my nails, like a bit more of an intense purple. So that's a maybe, because I could also use this to do like a color work or stripe top. So I don't need to use it for this. And also, this tiny scarf only uses about 180 yards, I want to say. So the other option I found was this. And this is a Koigu KPPPM, which I forget what that stands for. It's 100% merino wool. This is a 50-gram skein. This was their Knit City Montreal colorway, which I got last May, when I went to Knit City Montreal. And I do really like this color. I like that it has like the green flecks in it and the darker yellows. I think it's super pretty. I like that it's a little bit more intense and it's bright. I think it could look good. The green also matches my vest that I'm working on. The only thing is, this is a 50-gram skein. It's 175 yards, so I think it's about 10 yards short for what the pattern calls for, which is a little risky. I think I might weigh this, and if it weighs, hopefully, you know, a lot of people do under, like they give you a bit extra. So I'm hoping if I weigh it, it's a little bit over 50 grams, and I think I will wind it up and I will start this tiny scarf. The other thing is I could just wait until I get to Nash Yarn Fest and find something there. But I have been looking at yarns because I've been doing a little bit of research, hoping to see if I can kind of have a plan of what to get for the sweater. And looks like the yarn is so expensive, and US prices. So I was looking at one company, Camilla, I never know how to say the name, fiber company. She has a alpaca linen, I want to say silk blend yarn, which I think would be so nice for the top, the Lou top, but it's $50 a skein American, which is pretty pricey. And, you know, for the most part, when it's like a small business and hand dyed yarn, I don't mind. Like my Wandering Flock yarn for my vest for those 4 skeins was expensive. But you know, you're at a festival. I want to get something fun. I want to support, you know, small business. And I have nothing against commercially dyed or whatever yarns. I will use them, obviously. I will buy thrifted yarn. Like I'm not opposed to anything really, but $50 is a lot, especially because that's probably more like $65 Canadian. I try not to think about it that way, but yeah. So I don't know. I do want to buy some stuff when I'm there, but I think if I can also I have lots of yarn in my stash. If I can use some of that, that's even better, you know? So I think if I bring this along to work on, and also I just would really like to use this yarn for something. And when I bought it, obviously, I was just kind of like won over by the fact that it was a show special colorway. So I had no plan, and also it's not really appropriate for making socks because there's no nylon, which you can also do. Like I'm not opposed to doing using a non-nylon sock fingering weight yarn for socks. Anyways, I don't want to ramble too much about this. So we'll see what happens. I will weigh this and then maybe I'll use this for the scarf. But anyways, I don't really want to talk too much more because yeah, this video is already pretty long. And it's getting so dark out. I thought maybe I was gonna go sit outside after this, but it's like dark as night. It's gonna rain for sure. So I think that's it for me for today. You definitely won't hear from me tomorrow because it'll just be mostly a travel day. And yeah, but hopefully Friday I will take some videos of us at Nash Yarn Fest having fun and buying some stuff, and you know, at least do a haul video or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, but that's it for me for today, and I will see you soon. Bye.